Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my studio. This is Paint with Lovejoy. Thanks so much for joining me today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe channel so that way you can see the other videos that I will be releasing in the future. And in today's video, we are painting this really cool flower skull, this half face flower skull. So as you go through this video, I want you to just use the video as a template. This video is a lot faster than some of the other videos on my channel. And when I teach this class, I kind of push people in all different directions. So I want you to just utilize the template of the video, but make this painting your own. Switch out colors to your favorite colors, maybe switch out to your favorite flowers or different designs that you put in the background, put your own designs on top of the skull, and just kind of listen as I talk about the painting process in the narration of this video. Any questions that you have, leave a comment and I will get back to you as quickly as I can, which is generally within a day. So one of the things that you're going to see in the description box below is a link to a supply kit. And that supply kit is everything that you need for this particular painting and everything that you need just to kind of get started. So grab what you need out of that list and then move on to the next step. And the next step is acquiring your traceable. And a traceable is a way for my first time and beginner painters to transfer this image, the line drawing, to your canvas or your panel. And it's a nice way to start without having to draw this on your own or be intimidated by that white blank canvas. So check out the link for the traceable. And then there's also a video on how to transfer your traceable. So check out both of those, get your materials and your canvas prepped, and then move on to the next portion of this video. For this painting, you will notice that I start with a kind of what I call a reused or a recycled canvas. I have a video for that as well if you would like to reuse some of your canvases at home. But I did start with a colored background already, and there's teal on the background of this one. So feel free to implement that into your process as you're reusing some of your canvases. It doesn't just have to be a white start. It can actually be any color that you want. All right, so enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started painting. All right, guys, hope you're doing well and ready to paint this flower skull. And with this one and the other skulls that I've got on the YouTube channel, you can use the visual kind of cues in what I paint just as kind of a guideline. I do want you to kind of take this in your own direction today and switch out colors. So as always, take your progress photos. And this canvas that I'm starting with, it was a recycled, reused canvas, and it already had this kind of cool color on it, so I figured I might as well use it. So if you have a old canvas that you want to use, feel free to kind of scrape some crazy colors on there and put a new design on top of it. So once you have your traceable transferred to your canvas or your panel, you want to go over all those lines and outline them. And if you are transferring that traceable onto what we call a toned ground, like I have here with the color already on it, you may have a little issue seeing where those lines show up. So adjust as you need to based on the colors that you might be using on your reused canvas, or you could be using a brand new canvas that's completely white. Again, you have a lot of options with these, and I want you to just use this video as a guideline, but I want you to take this in your own direction. And with that being said, I want you to trust your instincts today. I want you to pick some of your favorite colors, maybe put some of your favorite flowers on here, but have fun with this. Once you've got your outline on there, take your progress photo, and we're going to move into painting the main color on our skull, and I chose orange today. You could actually choose any color that you want, and I'm using the small flat brush, and I'm applying the orange rather thick. I am using student grade paint, so it is on the bit more of the thinner side. So if you're using student grade paint as well, you want to apply your paint a little bit thicker, or you're going to apply 2 layers. So you can put this on there, let it dry, and put another layer on there. And if you're one of my first time painters, welcome. Please relax and take a deep breath. You may be holding your breath right now without realizing it. And thank you for stepping up and painting today. This is a really kind of therapeutic process to have in your life, and I recommend that everybody paint at least once a month. So, all right, so we're kind of almost got our skull filled in. You can see where I've gone over with kind of a second coat, even though my paint is still really wet. And I'm using a light pressure as I apply it a little thicker. And here you can see where I kind of put a few daubs of red, just placed it right on top of the orange. And then I wiped my brush off and then blended where the red and the orange meet. And this is called a wet on wet blending method. It does help to kind of wipe your brush off, so that way you're taking off any excess paint. And then you're just kind of doing blending and contouring. And we're going to do the same thing with the yellow paint here. And again, I kind of slapped that yellow on there and you moved your brush around. And because that orange paint is wet, it's kind of eating up that yellow color. So again, play with this. If you need to reapply the yellow for more intensity, go right ahead and do that. Just like I did in the middle of the forehead. And again, as you're doing these skulls, think about contouring. Where do you want your shadows? Where do you want your highlights? And this is a really fun part to kind of play with. And if you need your light a little, or your yellow a little bolder, just like I did there, apply it a little thicker, and then don't use as much pressure when you're blending. And I didn't feel like going through every single tooth, so I just kind of wiped over all the teeth. If you feel like doing that, go right ahead. We will be doing our black outlines again at the end of the painting. So once you're done with your skull, take your progress photo, and we're going to move into the background and get the base of our flowers in. And these are going to be just little daisies. Your daisies can be kind of any color, any variety that you like. And right now I'm just using a light pink and putting where I want the center of my daisies to be. And then I'm also taking that same shape, so that way we have our daisy on top of our skull as well for the design. And just like doing some blending in the skull, we did the same thing with the center of the daisies, using just a little bit of red on top of the pink, wiping the brush off so it's a little drier, and then blending the two colors together. And we're going to kind of repeat that process quite a bit today, especially when we do the flowers. So you're going to get a good comfort level with kind of some wet on wet blending today. So we're using white paint, doing our daisies. And I generally recommend kind of when you're doing your daisy, do your 12 o'clock petal, do your 6 o'clock petal, do the 3 o'clock and the 9 o'clock petal, and then just kind of break up those spaces with the petals in between. It's kind of a nice way that you can get an even flower arrangement going. All right, so now we have our white petals on. I'm going to grab some of that red, and coming up from the centers, almost like parentheses around each petal, I'm kind of putting that darker line in there. You can kind of see it here if you pause the video. And then wipe the brush off, and then I'm going to kind of blend the two together. And we're going to repeat this process for every one of the petals. So like I said, you're going to get some good practice. And feel free to change the color of your daisies or your petals. You could have a variety, or you could have all the same color. So again, here we've got our light pink on there. We're going to take some darker pink, darker red in a moment. And again, placing them on the edge of the petals, and then wiping the brush off and blending some of the light pink with the darker pink. If you want to use your fingers to blend, go right ahead and do that. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of feel the pressure or the paint under your fingers and use the pressure of your finger to help with the blending. And it makes you look more artistic when you have paint on your hands. So, permission to finger paint today. All right, this one, it is a little bit easier to see where I put those darker shapes, those parentheses around each of the petals. And when I'm doing the blending, again, just using a light pressure and allowing the light pink and the darker pink to kind of blend together. We'll be doing the same thing on the flower on the skull. And a lot of painting is just using the power of observation and then doing your best to kind of mimic that and learn from what you just witnessed. And the more that you watch painting videos, the more that you work with the paint and the brushes, the more that you're going to start developing this communication between you and your tools and you and the canvas. And you can only make that happen by painting more. So that's why I recommend that you guys paint at least once a month. On this daisy, you can see that it overlaps the jawbone on the skull a little bit. Don't be afraid to have certain elements in your painting overlap the skull or kind of hang out behind the skull. You're creating an illusion of depth by overlapping elements in your painting. All right, again, hopefully you are not painting as fast as the video. Please take your time and utilize the pause sections. And take a deep breath. You're doing a great job. Our underpainting is already completed and on the way. And we're just going to keep chiseling away at the design of our painting. So I'm going back to the black paint and the pointy brush and just kind of redefining those teeth just so I kind of know where they're at. Again, play with the pressure of your brush, a light pressure, and you can have a little bit of a skinnier line. If you want to do this painting and do a full skull, use this traceable and just use it backwards to do the opposite side of the skull on another canvas, and then you can put the two canvases together to create a full skull. So extra little fun thing for you to do with that. When we're putting the designs on our skull, don't feel like you have to come up with the whole design from the get-go. I recommend just starting with one color at a time. I generally like to kind of outline the eyes and the nose with a color and then just build my shapes from there. And again, trust your instincts as you are doing this. Don't try to overthink the process and pick your favorite colors. You can keep a limited palette like we have here, where I'm just using kind of the greens and the yellows, or you can use the entire color scheme, whatever you feel like doing. And I recommend that you do this painting a couple of times and maybe switch out your designs. You can really change the way things feel by choosing different colors, different types of intensity, or different things that you highlight in the painting. Same with that lime green that we were using, yellow with a touch of green. We're putting the leaves next to our flowers. If you don't want the leaves, you do not have to add these. And again, just kind of painting kind of thick to compensate for our background color. You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you for painting and painting at home. Proud of you for just finding something creative to do. It is a nice stress reliever. And hopefully while you're painting, you will just kind of let the rest of the world melt away, forget about it for a little bit, and just zone out into what you are doing. All right, so here, going back to the designs in the skull and just doing dots on top of other dots. Feel free to get as crazy, as expressive, or as minimalistic as you like on your designs. You're doing good. And even if you feel like taking progress pictures when I don't recommend it, I highly recommend that you take as many photos as you like. Even if you want to kind of set up a time lapse of your own painting, go ahead and do that. And tag me in your videos. I want to see what you guys create, what you do with the paintings, how you're learning. It's nice to see your progress. So tag me, Paint with Lovejoy, or send me an email with the photos and the videos. All right, so now we're going back to the pointy brush and black paint, and we're going to go back and do all those outlines on the flowers, on the leaves, and on the skull. And I apologize that the whole outline will be from this angle. Life's kind of crazy for a solo artist doing all the things that I do, and I lost some video footage. So it just makes me grateful that I do have two cameras set up while I'm painting and can use an alternative to still deliver videos for you guys. Do leave comments and feedbacks. Tell me what you want me to produce in the future. Like I said, you guys are the ones who are going to help me grow. And do check out my online education program where I'll be teaching the Paint Your Pet online. My most popular class in San Diego. I'm going to be bringing it hopefully to an international circuit and online in 2019. I'm working on the videos right now. All right, remember to relax and breathe. And every now and then get out of your chair, prop your painting up, and look at your painting from, about 10 to 20 feet away from across the room. Things look entirely different from that distance compared to up close and personal. And about 10 to 20 feet away is the general viewing distance that we look at most things. So while you're painting, remembering to look at it from that perspective kind of helps as you go along the process. And my favorite joke at this point is everything in life, people, places, artwork, and cities all look better from a distance. So laugh at yourself a little bit if you get a little too overstressed about any one area, and keep painting. Just relax. All right. This guy came together very quickly and really nice. And for the flower on the skull, I actually switched over to red paint to outline. If you want to use teal or black or another color, go right ahead. All right, I'm proud of you. Great job today. I hope you enjoyed the process and got really creative and switched out colors and just had a good time. So thanks so much for painting with me today. I look forward to painting with you in the future. Have a great day. Cheers. Hey guys, I hope your flower skulls turned out really, really cool. Like I said in the intro, if you want to get mixed media with this and add rhinestones or glitter or fake flowers or leaves or pretty much anything that you want, go ahead and do that. Some of the craft glue out there or even the Gorilla Grip glue will bind and hold to the canvas really well. If you switch up and kind of make this a really crazy painting, please email it to me or tag me, Paint with Lovejoy. I really want to see what you guys do. It gives me encouragement to keep making more videos and move forward. And it just makes it, nice for me to see what you guys are doing. So make sure you tag me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to it, leave some feedback, let me know what you want in the future, let me know different topics that you might want me to discuss. You guys are definitely going to kind of gear where this channel goes and how it evolves. So, all right. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to paint with me. I really appreciate it, especially with how busy and hectic our crazy schedules are. And I encourage you, try to paint at least once a month. It is really healthy. It's really therapeutic to have. And it's a nice way to spend not out in society, not in front of our electronics, and actually just kind of communicating with yourself. So keep painting. All right. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to painting with you in the future. Cheers. I'm gonna wait for the plane.